Hey guys, how's it going? It is the very end of the day and I'm just finally getting into the garden. It's okay, you win some, you lose some. But we're gonna plant something to fill in this little hole right here. I think I have a plant that'll survive. So this is a pretty shaded area. As you can see, it's towards the end of the day, it's full shade, and that is most of the time it is in shade. And I have a hydrangea that I think might work. So let's go up to the front, I'll show you guys the hydrangea, and fingers crossed. Okay, so this is the Pinky Winky Prime Panicle Hydrangea, and when I got it, it was just sticks, and it's since thrown up a few little, foliar growth points, so it's alive. They just sent it, and they had to cut it back, and when they cut it back, they had to take everything off. So all of these little points right here, new growth is coming out of, which is exciting. So she's alive, she's well, she's gonna be gorgeous in the garden. She gets huge. She gets 6 to 9 feet tall and wide. Holy cow. Growing zones 3 through 8. Gorgeous hydrangea. It gets huge pink blooms. They start out white and then they fade to this pink color, and they are massive. It's supposed to be just a big showstopper in the garden, and it is a butterfly and bee attractor, and it's also supposed to be more salt tolerant, so if you live on the coast it should handle that. But mine is coming back to life, so this is exciting. So we're gonna get this guy planted today, and then I think I'm gonna work on some of these seedlings also. So let's take this over to its new home. So tell me that this isn't gonna be perfect. Look at this. I have this giant hole right here, and so 6 to 9 feet tall and wide, it's just gonna go in this little spot, and it's gonna fill out this entire area. And I'll still be able to do all my underplanting, and then it gives us a nice view inside there also. I think 9 feet, yeah, I mean, that's huge. That's a big hydrangea. It's gonna be so good though. So we're gonna fill it in. It's gonna look teeny tiny for a while, but it should be happy. Hydrangeas in my growing zone don't always fare too well. We usually don't end up getting the fall color. They tend to turn brown. I actually have one right there. So you can see, look at all of the brown flowers on it. So this is a little quick fire, and we don't get to see the fire part. It turns green, and then we get very little fire. It's looks like it went through a fire. So I'm hoping that with this hydrangea, this area is a little bit more shaded than this area, which is kind of funny because they're so close to each other, but this is full sun. This is shady. I mean, you can see I've got a giant runner right there. So I'm hoping if I plant it here, that will be a little bit more shade. Fingers crossed, hopefully. So it's gonna be big, and it's gonna fill that area out, and hopefully we get some gorgeous blooms on it next year. I really cannot wait to see that Pinky Winky hydrangea bloom right there. I really hope we get some good color from it, and I also really hope my lamb's ear recovers. I know it will. It grows really quickly. When I first planted it, we have a sewer clean out right there, or a septic clean out, and so I planted 1, 2, 3 just to kind of hide this. And we had a Japanese knotweed that was taking up this entire space right here. It was gorgeous, just invasive, and I didn't want to keep it. And because it was there, the lamb's ear, this is the Helen von Stein, wasn't getting any light or circulation, and so it was dying. So all of this in here died, and it was full. I mean, you can see there's some of it right there. So it came, and it was all of this area was Helen von Stein, and it just didn't make it, which was such a bummer. It'll be okay though, because it will rebound. It's just gonna take a minute, and I just dealt with a ton of slug damage, and I did go in with some of the slug and bug. You can see some of it's right there on the leaves, and since I've done that, I've seen less damage, so I'm hoping that kind of solved the issue. It's either pincher bug or slugs or snails, and that takes care of all of them. So I'm seeing less issue. You can see like new growth here and here and here. So since I've put it down, there's been less problem. So we'll take it. And hopefully this winter I get a little recover, and then springtime fills in that rest of that area. So before I go do seedlings that I want to get a few planted in the back, I think what I'm going to do is go finish tying up the espalier in the front driveway. I've been doing a slow maintenance on it, and I want to finish getting it maintained. It's looking a little wild right now, and it could use some help. So that's the plan, is to go do that, and then we'll come back and we will do the rest of the seedlings. So this here is the espalier that we have, and this is a big diamond pattern. I also have a smaller diamond pattern, and for the driveway I wanted just big, and I also wanted it to be beautiful. So I decided to just go with this big diamond pattern, but you can see there's pieces that are going absolutely crazy that are not tied up into it. So I need to tie everything up. This is the Soul Sister. Nope, this is the Summer Soul. I have a rose called Soul Sister. This is Summer Soul Arabian Jasmine, and it blooms and it perfumes the air. Let me show you guys these blooms. They're so pretty, and just a couple blooms fills the entire air. They're very, very fragrant. They don't last very long, so pretty quickly they turn to this brown color, but they do end up eventually, falling off. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you really don't see too many of the blooms. You see the white blooms, but the brown blooms, while yeah, they're noticeable, they're not like an eyesore. So I don't mind it at all. And this is a higher zone only plant, and it normally grows in more of like a shrub form. It doesn't grow like normal jasmine would, where it wants to like climb. This wants to be a shrub, and so I'm having to go through and I'm having to really train it. So we're gonna finish getting all these pieces that are just sticking out. Look at that. And all of these guys. So we're just gonna wrap them around. It's quite easy. I just go through and wrap like that. And then like this piece here will just kind of come through and twist it around. It's so much easier if you have two hands, by the way. But these ones have very strong, sturdy branches, so it's quite easy to snap a branch on accident. So you do have to be careful with these. And I try to pull the leaves out if I can pull them out. Sometimes they just get a little too stuck in there, but I don't want the leaves to get like smushed up against the vine or up against the wire. Okay, I just broke that. I will do that with both hands. Would you look at that? It took minutes to get that all cleaned up. It's funny, the ones that are in shade, I'm sure it's because they're reaching for light, have grown so much. So yeah, these ones have grown a ton, and then these ones that get more sun, they're much fuller, but they're growing much slower. Whereas, I mean, like this one's still pretty full, and like, look at that. But you can see like they're a little more sparse down below. So it's still gorgeous. I absolutely love this. And this is the pile. Some of that is privet trees from the beautiful privet tree right there. I will never be rid of that tree apparently. And the reason that I didn't use like a pop-up bag or anything like that is because I need to come through with a blower and I need to get all of the leaves from the privet that it's dropped. So I'll do that a different day. Now we're gonna head back again and go do all of the seedlings. All right, so we are back in the cut flower garden. This is my used to be vegetable garden, and I have some scabiosa and some lupin, and I'm just gonna like tuck things in here and there. So I've got some scabiosa and I've got 4 of them, so I think I'm gonna do 2 of them here, and then there's a hole right here, so I'm just gonna tuck in the other 2 right there, and I'm just gonna fill this entire garden area just up. That's just kind of the plan. And then the lupin, I think I'm gonna plant where the basil is, because I think the basil will end up coming out here. I mean, it'll come out this winter time. I can just cut it, so I'll just tuck in the lupins right there, and I think that's gonna be super easy to do. And I'm not gonna go in with any fertilizer in these just because, okay, ignore my shed. I just showed you how dirty that area is. I'm not gonna go with any fertilizer because this is all pretty much brand new soil, so no fertilizer. So let's get these planted. Easy as that. The lupins are planted. This is called My Castle, and it is a gorgeous red lupin. It is like a vibrant red, so very excited about that. I think it'll be beautiful in springtime to use as a cut flower, and I've never used lupin, but I heard it's fabulous. And then I came in here and I did plant 3, and I planted 4 right here of the scabiosa. And these are just a white scabiosa, and my thought was they'll be beautiful for wintertime and for springtime, and they should winter over no problem. Hopefully, as long as we don't like get a really intense cold, they should be okay. Scabiosa's in there, and I'm hoping that these zinnias continue to push, so that way I can get another little flush of zinnias. I'm really excited about them. I've got the this is the tag's gone. Oh yeah, Queen Lime, zinnia. And then these are the Polar Bear White. So I've got whites for fall, and then this is like a kind of a fall color, right? Ish. I think they'll be beautiful. And we're getting there. Things are happening. My sweet peas are still growing. They got stunted because of the heat, and they didn't love that. So now that we're cooling back down, they are starting to grow again. So I'm hoping that this just becomes a trellis of sweet peas. And then as I was walking back here, I saw one more thing that I would like to tackle. It's kind of been on my to-do list for a couple weeks now. I just haven't gotten to it. So I would like to get to it now. I've got this 3-ball topiary by our back door, and I kind of want to get it cleaned up again. I haven't pruned on it at all, and so it looks a little wild. So we're gonna trim that up. So this is our back door, and we're gonna ignore the mud from the dogs. I live in the country, and we're gonna ignore the pumpkins that we see in the laundry room. But look at this thing. Isn't that crazy? So you can see there's like a perfect sphere, and a perfect sphere. So I would like to just come in and prune those up, and that'll help it continue to just stay more compact, more tidy. I believe, I don't remember what this is. I'm gonna have to pop it up on the screen. I'll have to go back through my old videos. I know it's a plant that a lot of you guys said Linda Vodder uses, and a lot of you guys also said that it usually doesn't do well with cold, and so it's something that I'm gonna have to probably figure out how to keep it protected. So we'll see, but I do want to get it all trimmed up because it's looking a little sad. I did get this on clearance. I think I paid like $20 for it or something like that. 25 bucks. Killer deal. right, I've got the top 2 balls done, and I just gotta tackle this third one. The third one's gonna be the easiest, I believe. I probably have a few of you wondering, Robbie, you missed a stem. I wanted to show you guys that I did not miss a stem. So this is how topiaries are made. So I feel like I know a thing, maybe 2 about topiaries, probably not 3 or 4, but definitely 2. So you have your main leader here, and from that main leader, this is how they choose their next stem. So this one would come up, and if it was me, I would cut that off, and I would cut that off, and this is the distance I want. And then I would come through, and I would top it here, and I would top that there, and let that start to thicken and branch out, and then that will create another ball in my topiary. And if you wanted to be precise, you'd come through and you would measure from here to there to see what that is, and you would make it so this is precise to there. I don't want a 4th ball on this. I just want to keep this at 3 ball. So I am going to come through and fully remove that guy just like that, and then that's going to keep it at 3. And the hard pruning that I did on this is going to make it so it continues to branch out and branches out much closer. So everywhere I cut should branch out. There's all these little teeny tiny notes. You can see there it's going to branch out, here it's going to branch out, and so it just should get nice and thick. And so that's going to keep this very happy, very full looking, and very beautiful. So let's just get that last one done, and then we'll be good for the day. So I came in and I pulled those petunias that were not performing well, pulled them out. It looks better. I did cut back the sweet potato vine. That's probably gonna end up dying here. The second we hit, 34 degrees, it's gone. But the topiary looks more like a topiary now. Doesn't look like a scraggle mess. So that is much, much better. The before was a little unruly. Not the best, not the vibe we're going for. So that feels clean and fresh and new and good. The middle ball here has a bald spot on the very back. And so I'm just gonna keep pruning on it, and it will eventually fill out. And that, my friends, is all that I have for you today. Very excited to see the hydrangea. I feel like I actually got a decent amount of stuff done. I forgot that I planted hydrangea until I just said it. Hydrangea, espalier, seedlings, and topiary pruning. What a great day. Easy day in the garden. Those are my favorite days in the garden. You'll hear me say that every time I have an easy day in the garden, not days that I'm dying and sweating. So thank you guys for visiting our garden. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.